top tips on how you can actually fix it. But I'm also in my kitchen right now, which I should probably bring the blinds down. But I decided, because it's 40 minutes until midday, I am going to get hungry. I'm actually a little bit peckish now, but I do need to prep some food because this is my work from home day. And when I'm not working from home, I am extremely busy. I need prepped food. Otherwise, I end up going to the supermarket and just grabbing anything. And the reason I'm going over this is because I was chatting away to the ladies in the Fitness Role Model Method, which is my 8-week program. And it's all about accountability and working towards your goals. And every week we have a weekly check-in. And as part of that check-in, there was a recurring theme around lunch meals and also a bit of meal prep. So this live will help with both of those. And I thought I would talk to people about the lunch prepping. And to be fair, I mean, if you struggle with your evening meals, this live will help with that. But also, I thought I would bring you along in terms of just prepping some food for myself so that I can, for the rest of the week, get myself sorted and make sure I've got enough food in. Because yesterday was not a good day. I spent a long time away from home and I didn't have any food prepped. So here I go. So most people do think they struggle with consistency, and this could be the case, but the tips I'm going to go through are going to help you out with that consistency problem. And I'm going to help you build some habits and make things simple for people who are busy. A lot of people, it is lunch because this is where you are away from home. So often breakfast means that you can actually, I'm gonna have to close these. Breakfast means that you can, you're at home, you can prep your breakfast. That is all good. Your dinner, often you can prep your dinner. I'm gonna give some really good angles to you all. But lunch is when you're at work or you're away or whatever's going on. There we go. That is much better. So here I am going to be talking to you guys all about how you can do that. These are just a few tips. I can't promise that I'm going to cover everything. I do have lots of things up my sleeve, but yeah, I don't want this live to be super long, but you'll be able to work through everything with me. So I've talked about breakfast. I mean, if you want to prep your breakfast, you can do. I do need to do this on some days because I have 5 a.m. starts on some days. Lunch is definitely a prep for me, and I like to have some food ready on an evening as well, just because I'm a little bit lazy or tired. Let's call it tired. I'm not lazy when I get home. So there's usually no plan in place, which is really, really what I recommend. So when you're doing your weekly shop, think about what you can do and what you can prep. When you're buying that food, you buy what you're going to be able to prep. Don't just go in there blindly, and don't go to the supermarket hungry. Grabbing whatever you're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to pick anything up. My husband is really good at this. He just picks random things up. Granted, he does pick up lots of useful things, but often it's not a case of thinking about what meals we're going to make. It's just random ingredients, and then I have to do the thinking. So I prefer to do the shopping with him. Some people will skip the meals, which is just as bad as eating random stuff, if not worse. I do not like people starving themselves. You need to eat enough calories. Females need to eat enough calories because our hormones go mental if we don't. We definitely got it a lot worse than men. Men can often skip a meal once a day and they're completely fine, or they can essentially binge their calories all at once, whereas we as women need to try and keep our stress levels down throughout the day. So eat little and often is often the case, but I'm a person who likes to eat big meals. So however that works for you. Eating on the go, I know as busy women need to do this sometimes, but what I would like you to do is have your meal prepped and ideally have just 10 minutes. You sit down and that is when you are going to be eating. It's not, I'm just eating while I'm doing everything else. I'm prepping right now, but when I finish this live, I will be eating what I've made with no distractions and enjoying that. But often you might hear yourself saying, oh, I'll just grab whatever. I don't have the time. I'll just sort something really quick. And this is where your consistency breaks and it carries into the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month. And you just feel bad and guilty about it because you are so busy and you're like, how the hell do I fix this? Most people don't connect to this when lunch isn't sorted. So you might find that your energy drops and you get hungry later on. So you get hungry later on, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at night, you have a big meal and then you struggle to sleep. And then the next day, your energy is low, so you don't have the time or energy to think about lunch again. And it's just this vicious cycle of going round and round and round. Your dinner might become really big and less controlled. So I've talked about this from a male perspective. Not ideal. I should probably start getting some stuff prepped. I'm just going to talk at you. Not ideal because men can kind of eat these bigger meals. We need to eat smaller meals, and especially later on the day. I've already touched upon it. We don't want a huge meal at the end of the day because our body doesn't want to go to bed digesting that food. We need the sleep. Snacks often creep in, and this is where the hidden calories, as that people like to talk about, come in. And I'm not about counting calories. It is a proven method to help people, but it's also added stressor. And if you're forgetting to eat lunch or prep lunch, you don't need to count calories because it's just something else that you have to think about. And then you just feel like you're falling off track. Not ideal. So we're not going to overcomplicate this. I'm going to give you systems. You don't need more variety. You just need predictability. I want you to pick 1 to 3 repeatable lunches. Protein-based, easy to prep, minimal thinking. And I want you to break it down. Keep those base meals. I want you to rotate slightly if you feel like you need it. I'm a creature of habit, so I can eat the same thing 5 days a week and I'm happy with that. But I want you to remove the decision fatigue. The goal isn't perfect meals. If you love food, and I love food, stick with what you eat throughout the week or when you're busy. And then on a day where you're a little bit quieter, that's when I want you to think about making a meal that you like fills your heart, you know? Yes, we would love them every day, but no, it's not possible. Otherwise you would be doing it every day. So stick to predictability, stick to your routine. And then when you have that time, that's when you can treat yourself to a nicer meal where you just feel a little bit better about things. They don't have to be perfect. Your meals really don't have to be perfect. Just try and get that protein in, try and get some vegetables in, and get some form of carbohydrates in there because your lunch should be fueling you throughout the afternoon when we are still busy working. Or if you work evenings, which I do have some clients who work evenings, you want to be able to have that fuel on board for the evening as well. People often think they need more discipline with this, and then they kick themselves because they don't have the discipline. They're like, I'm just so rubbish, I can't do it. You just need a better system. And yeah, I'm going to help you out with some ideas. So you want your consistency to improve, you want your energy to be better, your training will feel easier, your progress actually happens because you're able to stay consistent with these simple, boring meals. So let's get into what I was planning on cooking today. And I don't actually have too much of a plan in my head. I know what's in my fridge. But one thing I wanted to show you all is this. This is what I call a butternut squash. Pumpkin, I don't know what other people know, but this is actually already cooked. One of my clients changed my life a few weeks ago because these are an absolute ball ache to chop the skin off. They're a pain in the butt. Like, they taste really good, but honestly, such a pain in the butt. She said, just put it in the oven at like 180 degrees C. So sorry if you're American, you can just convert that into Fahrenheit. Just Google it. And leave it. And just leave it there and it'll cook. And I don't actually know how long I left it in there. Maybe a couple of hours. But as long as you're at home, you can smell when things start to cook. And then you can just cut into it, like literally like cake. That's how she described it, like cake. And honestly, I've already done a cut into it. But literally, you can just cut into it. And this is already done. So let me put you up here. You can tell this is live because it's completely crazy. So what I'm doing with this is I'm going to make some soup. I cooked this the other day. I didn't have time to make the soup. But look at this. You can just peel the skin off. Like, you don't have to cook it. The seeds are still in here. So yes, you have to cut it up and pull the seeds out. but like that's completely fine. It's so much easier than cutting it raw. So I'm peeling off the skin. I'm going to sort the seeds out and I'm going to make a soup out of it. The soup then can be topped, I know this might sound strange, can be topped with eggs, or you could add some chicken in there for your protein. Or if you're wanting a bit more plant-based protein, add some lentils in there, some chickpeas, some beans, whatever you have at home, you're onto a winner. So this is the number one, is make a soup, make a stew, that kind of thing. Slow cooker is one of my favorite things to go through. And that is what I will show you in a second. So I will post a soup recipe in my Facebook group. If you're interested in joining my Facebook group, just have a look at the link in the description of this video. It's called Fitness Role Model Method. Come along and I will post a link into there, or I also will post a recipe as well within my Fitness Role Models Method. So my clients who are watching, those of you guys who are in there, you will have this recipe that you can do. But to be fair, how I do soup is I just randomly I just randomly put loads of vegetables in together. I like to put a stock in there. I'm actually not a massive fan of putting meat in a soup. I eat meat, but it's just not my vibe. So yeah, I would recommend to not be doing that for me. But if you like it, then that's all good. All right, I am gonna wash my hands because I don't need to make a full-on soup with you all. But if you want the recipe, pop it in the comments below and then I can share a link with you. Wash my hands. The next thing I'm going to show you, and I probably don't need the light on if I can provide you with better light. Natural light's usually better. Rough and Ready Live, that's why I'm doing it. That's better. So yeah, Rough and Ready Lives, because I do not want to edit videos. I just want to come on here and chat with you all. That is how I want to come across. Slow cooker. So let me get my slow cooker out. If you have not seen a slow cooker before, this is a slow cooker. Any kind of brand, all good. I don't really have a preference. This is my third slow cooker. And I used to use this when I was working 50 hours a week in a corporate job. It was pretty hard going. And I would just put food in here and go to work. And I would go to work at 7 a.m. and probably get back 7:30, 8 at night after I'd kind of been to the gym or maybe gone for a couple of wines with friends or whatever I had done. Nowadays, I don't have to do too much, but again, you can put soups in here to keep them warm. You can make stews. I like to make curries, chilies, all that good stuff. Another thing that I like to do is put meat in here. I know a lot of people use slow cooker recipes for meat. A great thing is if you've got a lot of chicken, you can put chicken in here, and that's what I'm going to do now. Chicken. Vegetarian options work. I mean, vegetarian curries, all that good stuff, you can pop in there. So let's get the chicken out. I've got a couple of dogs here who want my chicken. You two want my chicken, do you? You're not having the chicken. Alrighty, so it's as simple as this. This is 800 grams of chicken. I literally put it in here. I'll just wash my hands again. Wash my hands, put it in here. You can leave it like that. You can leave it unflavored if you want, or if you've got something you want to put on it. I have a maple chipotle salt, which is actually not very much left in there, so I need to recycle that. Put it on and just leave it. Literally just leave it. So that is on now. Select everything and I'll just leave that, and that'll be ready for this evening. What I will be doing is I already put that with the salad. So in my fridge, I have a box. This salad needs to be chopped up. I have a box of salad already in my fridge. Let me see if I can just change my camera around. Nothing fancy, just some leaves. I mean, my husband made this, so he likes like a very chunky salad. I like to chop things up. But whatever you can get your hands on, it's quite a big box. And then I add that to my meals. Carbohydrate-wise, I would just cook up some potatoes, whether that's in the slow cooker, whether you put that in the oven, and just leave those. Bulk make everything. So just bulk everything up and you'll have all of that. Another thing that I do is I make sure I prep some meat. I have some beef mince here. This has already half been eaten, but it is a kilogram of beef mince. I also have another, I'll probably have this for my dinner now, or my lunch now. I call it dinner because I'm from Northern England. But I have another one of these in the fridge, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fry that up with some spices, and then I'll just put that back into the fridge, and it's done. And I've got that meat sauce there that I can just put into salad, put with my soup if I want to, and all that good stuff. So that's as simple as it is. So I will cook up my soup, and I'll provide that recipe within my Facebook group and also in the Fitness Role Model Method. I'll do a before and after of the chicken and the meat and the salad, and it won't take me that long. It'll take me 20 minutes max. Obviously there will be some cooking time, so I will be waiting for the chicken to cook. I will be waiting for the soup to fully cook together, but I don't have to do everything once it's all like doing its thing. And then you just wait for everything to cool, put it in Tupperware and take it to work. So there's some just some very short examples of what I do from a lunch perspective. But I would recommend deciding what you're going to be eating on the specific days that you're working or you're busy. So Monday to Friday, I'm pretty busy. Tuesdays, I know I can make something at home, but I'm still working, and if I don't have something prepped, I often just make something really easy, and I would rather be able to eat something that's within what I want to eat from a nutrition perspective. So yeah, Monday to Friday, I'm pretty busy. So I will say, right, for example, I will have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at home making my own breakfast. Wednesday and Friday, I need to take breakfast to work, so I will have something already prepped. And then the rest of the week, so lunches already prepped, dinners already prepped. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday evening, and then Saturday, Sunday is when I can be a little bit more adventurous food. Potentially I'll go out for a meal, or potentially get a takeaway, which is quite rare these days because I can make better food at home. But yeah, get a plan in place. Let me know what if you struggle with this and you struggle with ideas of what to do, let me know what you think. Pop it in the comments. I'm here to help you resolve what your problems are. I can come up with a strategy for you as an individual. So yeah, just pop it in the comments. If you're like, oh, I'm okay on a Monday to Wednesday because my schedule's this, but Thursday, Friday is manic and I can't do anything. Let's come up with some form of plan for you so that you feel like you can make a good approach going forward, and you've got a good strategy in your back pocket. And also I want to attempt to do these lives at least twice a month, if not a little bit more. So if there's something that you're struggling with on any topic on health and fitness, then just let me know and I will come on and do a live. They will be very much chatty like this. If you would like to join me on camera to discuss what's going on, then I can provide you with like free kind of nutrition plans and exercise plans. And if you're confident enough and you want to share your journey with others, we would really appreciate it, because you sharing with others, there'll be so many people out there who can relate to, and it will help other people on their journey too. So if you do struggle with consistency and habits, and you would like to join the Fitness Role Model Method, it's an 8-week accountability program, and you have the ability to upgrade to having at-home workouts 3 times a week that are really easy and accessible to do, or at gym workouts, or if you need a bespoke program written for yourself, then you can upgrade to that as well, because I offer that too. So reach out to me, drop in the comments FRMM, and I will get back to you and we can have a chat and see if I can help you out. All right, I'm going to jump off now. I hope this was informative. And the last thing I'm asking of you is to drop what your favorite lunchtime meal is. Let's see if I can leave the live. There we go.